Another Brick fan with the 2023 Advent calendars. This is day 17. Let's go ahead and recap yesterday's builds. First, we have the bunker entrance on the Endor moon from Star Wars. Next, we have this tall lamppost from the Harry Potter Advent calendar. Then this green throne, or Loki's throne, from the Marvel calendar. And then finally, the grandfather clock from the City Advent calendar. Let's go ahead and get into today's builds. Here we have Star Wars Day 17, which is down here on the bottom row. And it looks like we have an ATST, sticking with that indoor theme, it appears, this year. And there is our ATST. And let's move on to our next Advent calendar. Here we have the Harry Potter Advent calendar. Let's take a look at day 17 down here on the bottom row. And it looks like we have another minifigure. I think this is the proprietor of the Three Broomsticks. Give me a minute to think of her name. This is Madame Rosmerta from the Three Broomsticks. I believe she's the owner-operator. And I think we got a version of her also in the Hogsmeade set from a couple years back. I'll have to double check on that. So there's day 17 for Harry Potter. Let's move on to our next Advent calendar. Here we are in day 17, and this is the Marvel Advent calendar. Let's open up this door here. And it looks like we get Doctor Strange's cloak. So very simple, nothing to build, but that is Doctor Strange cloak. Quick and easy for today. Let's move on to our final Advent calendar. Here's our City Advent calendar. Let's take a look at day 17 down here on the bottom row. And it looks like we have a Christmas tree build. And there's our Christmas tree with this nice wide base. I like the way that they did that this year. Seen lots of these little Christmas trees, and I really like this design. Let's take a final look at today's builds. Here we have the day 17 build, starting with this ATST. These, of course, were very prominent on the Endor moon. Saw several of these wandering around, and they played a big part of the story. So they got the double guns here. Looks like the hatch on top that is very nicely done with that exposed stud. And then the legs that are set up here. Without clipping these into place, you can actually move this around a little bit more. But those do clip down pretty nicely to give you that walking effect. This is the owner of the Three Broomsticks. Her name is Rosmerta. And this is a pretty good look for her with this kind of leather jacket here. She's got a silver goblet, a big hairpiece here, and here's her alternate expression where she looks a little upset about something. And again, some good printing here on the back as well. I do like this hairpiece. I believe we got her in the Hogsmeade set from a few years back. This, of course, is the Cloak of Levitation, which was given or chose Doctor Strange, depending on the story you read. The movies, it was kind of adopted him. In the comics, I believe it was given to him by the Sorcerer Supreme. Either way, it's a nice piece, and we'll go with Doctor Strange if we get him in the Advent calendar. And then in our city set, we got a Christmas tree. This is a little bit bigger or more substantial build. Normally it's just these plates, but in this case they added these corner slopes, which I thought added some nice bulk to this Christmas tree, but doesn't have as many lights as normally. Normally would have other lights down below as well. But good looking Christmas tree with this pearl gold cone topper. So some very good builds for day 17. Come back tomorrow for day 18. But until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my content and the rest of this year's Advent calendar.